Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is October 12th, 2023. Oh, man. So, the Philadelphia Phillies, they just defeated the Atlanta Braves. At the beginning of the season, I thought the Braves had a chance because of something that I noticed. It was, I think, during August when they was playing the Baltimore Orioles. But once the postseason started, I started noticing how the Philadelphia Phillies had a chance to at least make it to the NLCS where they're at now because of this riddle right here. If you guys notice what it says here, the Philadelphia Phillies, this was before today's game, they had a record of 64 and 61 all time in the postseason. If you guys remember last year when I was in the Dominican Republic, I made a video how I thought the Philadelphia Phillies was going to win and go to the World Series and become 56 and 56 because of how special that number was. They became 56 and 56 in the postseason because that number is special to the Society of Jesus, the people behind the rigging of these baseball games. And today, fast forward to a year later, I just knew, even though the Philadelphia Phillies were the underdogs today, I was feeling very confident. I was feeling very confident about them beating the Braves today because the numbers 65 and 61, I call those the Philadelphia numbers. If you guys notice in Gematria, Philadelphia 65 forwards and 61 in reverse, just like the name Bryce Harper. So no wonder why he plays for that team, right? The star player of that team has the 65 and 61 in his name. And when I noticed their playoff record, I said, man, they are... Actually, I noticed this yesterday when they were 63 and 61. I said, look at that. On a day with 64 numerology, which was yesterday, they can pick up their 64th postseason win and then end up with 65 wins after they eliminate the Braves and then become 65 and 61, the Philadelphia numbers, on the 65-day numerology, which is today. And that's exactly what happened. And not only that, the Braves, they also picked up their 61st loss of the season. So all this happened in the same game today. The Phillies, they stay on 61 postseason losses. The Braves picked up their 61st loss of the season. The Phillies, they picked up their 95th win of the season. And Gematria Braves equals 95. And if you notice what I wrote here, and they became 65 and 61, the Philadelphia numbers, on the day with 65 numerology. And look, the like I said, the Braves were favorites. The Phillies was plus 130. It actually got higher than that. It went up to like 135 right before the game started. And if you caught it while the game was, after the game started, remember the Braves scored the first home run. So you could have caught the Phillies at an even higher price. Let me just pull up the... And then, the game ended 1-3, like how the series ended 1-3. Braves equals 41 to 13th prime. Let me just show you guys this. The MLB bracket. And this is something they do every year in baseball. There's always a riddle with the brackets. If you look at the brackets, they're always trying to communicate something through the bracket. They do this mostly in baseball. I don't really see it in other sports, but they really do this in baseball a lot. If you guys notice, the National League, if you count all the games, right, that was played, there was 11 postseason games played up to now on each side, 11, and each side has a record of 10-1. So that means the American League, they won 10 games and lost 1. And the National League has won 10 games and lost 1. And in Gematria, using the simple alphabetical order, Philadelphia equals 101. Like how both the American League and the National League are 10-1 right now in the postseason. So if you notice, they really hit 3 out of the 4 ciphers, right? So again, the 101 fits with the bracket. The Phillies just became 65 and 61 all time in the postseason. The Braves picked up their 61st loss of the season. And again, named Bryce Harper equals 65 and 61. And there's probably a 2-2-3 that could play somewhere that I didn't notice, but they connected with 3 out of the 4 numbers that connect to the word Philadelphia, to the name Philadelphia, where the game was played at today, right? And these are the type of riddles that I like to come across, because these are like golden riddles, right? And just ask yourself, what are the odds that both leagues play exactly the same amount of games on each side? I mean, isn't that more proof of how rigged this stuff is and how orchestrated it all is? And then for the team to have the only team in baseball that has that one-on-one in it. Well, actually, I think there's one more. It's another team as well. But Philadelphia is one of the teams in baseball that has the one-on-one connection. And for that to be the last team remaining to make this pattern of 10-1 on each side, it just shows you how rigged this stuff is. And it's just actually, so if you guys think it's a coincidence that the Phillies right now are 65 and 61 in the postseason. I mean, you guys have to understand, like, for that to play out that way, it's like playing the lottery and winning it 3 days in a row type. It's unbelievable odds. And what you guys have to understand, the only way this stuff lines up this way is simple. They have to rig all 125 postseason games. That's the only way. And then for their star player to be a guy named Bryce Harper, a name that equals 65 and 61 as well. I mean, you really have to be like a real dumb motherfucker to think that all this stuff is coincidental. All this stuff is organic. Oh, it's the way the world works. No, this is not the way the world works. God, you guys think God is up there worrying about the Phillies? When there's people dying every day, people starving every day. Oh, let me worry about the Phillies right now. They're playing. So what? There's people in Haiti killing each other over land and over, whatever they're fighting over there. There's actually a war in Haiti right now that a lot of people don't even know about. You think God is worried about the Phillies and not worried about the Haitians? Or worried about the people in Israel right now? No, they're worried about the Phillies and becoming 65 and 61. And the Braves, let me show you guys this. You guys notice how Philadelphia Phillies has the 106 gematria? Right now, the Braves, if you look up their postseason record, I think they have 106 all-time wins. No. What was it? The 106? Okay, I know what it was. If the Braves would have won, that was the narrative for them to win the game. If they would have won, they would have stayed on 106 postseason losses and picked up their 106th win of the season. So that was the narrative for them to win this game at least. But when it comes to Philly, you don't fade these numbers right here. Never. You never fade. All 4 of these numbers are crucial in Philadelphia games. Crucial. Never fade them. Never. Even if you lose a couple of games, don't never think that these numbers are not relevant. This city, they pay a lot of tribute to these numbers. All right. Just want to keep it short and simple. Got some more decoding to do. I always say if you guys want sports information, I always leave a link in the comment section. I don't really promote my Patreon that much because I really don't want a lot of people on there. So that's why, I don't really make videos about covering sports anymore. I don't even make videos at all anymore like that. You guys might see me here every 2 weeks now because I put all my stuff on Instagram. Because I noticed that every time I make a video, my haters, they watch my stuff. They find something that I say, something that they may not like that I said, and then they go and respond, and that's what creates the drama. And so I noticed that being on Instagram, nobody can, come at me because I just ignore everything on Instagram. Even if they make a video on Instagram, I don't see it. So I like that platform better than YouTube. But every now and then I do come on YouTube and show love. All right, so right now they got the Astros. Dusty Baker, he advances. The Astros advanced to the ALCS on his 119th day of his age. So I'm keeping an eye out on the Astros. I know a lot of people like the Texas Rangers on my Patreon. A lot of people like Arizona. I'm gonna take it one game at a time. I'm not gonna make any predictions of who's gonna win the series. I'm gonna do it just like I did now. The the Braves and Philadelphia series. Even though I was liking the Braves at first, I said, I'm not gonna pick who's gonna win the series. I'm just gonna decode every game by game. And I think I got all 4 of those games correct. All right, so I'm not gonna make who's gonna win the World Series video. I'm gonna decode every game. If it goes 7 games, I'm gonna decode all 7 games, and I'm not gonna say who I like to win until the 7th game, because there's a narrative for all 4 of these teams, and I don't want to be incorrect, and I don't want anybody losing any money. So let's just take it one game at a time. We are gonna catch some underdogs like we did today, so don't panic. We are gonna make some money. Don't worry about it. All right, so. Yeah, I'm going to end it there. Congratulations to everybody who took my advice, picked the Phillies to win. We also had the Chiefs, and I told people not to take the Chiefs to cover the spread, man. The Chiefs they are infamous for that, for not covering the spread. And that's because Vegas knows that a lot of people are taking the Kansas City Chiefs to cover those big spreads every game, again, especially against bad teams like the Broncos. So even though, they were over double-digit favorites, if you parlay the Chiefs with the Phillies, it increased their odds, right? So the Phillies by itself was at plus 135, plus 130 in some books. If you parlayed it with the Chiefs, it brought it up to at least plus 140, 145, which is better than that 130 price. And it's safer. It was a safer bet, taking the Chiefs to cover money line, to win money line. All right, so that was the parlay we gave out today. This is the 4th parlay in a row. And I don't think you guys understand how hard that is. We just hit 4 parlays in a straight. Like, this is the 4th parlay that I delivered and that we've won on. People think that that's easy, right? Like that's so what? You see, this was the parlay that I gave out for October 12th, right? Phillies Chiefs. Yeah, you see, this is a bet that I placed. All right, I put 200 on the Braves, and I had put 280 on them earlier in the morning at 10 o'clock. And I said, you know what? I love the 65 and 61. Let me throw another 200 on it. So I turned 480 into over $1,000, almost over $1,108 by switching to gematria. All right. But yeah, like I said, you see what I wrote here? 4th straight parlay delivered. 4 straight parlays. There's people that don't hit parlays ever. I know people that have never hit a parlay. They've been betting for years. They never gonna hit. Oh, I missed it by 1 pick. Oh, my last leg came short. Always something. There's always something. You know how, because this stuff is hard. And the only reason I'm able to do it is because it's the numbers, right? The numbers help. The gematria. It's not, 100%. It is 100%. It's just that we're not reading it correctly sometimes, right? So I hate when people blame the gematria. It's like, oh, gematria, it doesn't work. No, it's the person decoding it that's doing the wrong decode. It's never the gematria. The gematria never fails. The gematria is always right. So stop blaming gematria. Blame yourself for not doing the work correctly. Right? The Phillies. All 125 postseason games that they ever played has been scripted. So if you was decoding any of those games and you got any of them incorrect up to now, It wasn't the gematria that failed. It was you that didn't do it correctly. Because look at this. Look how perfect this ritual was on October 12th of them becoming 65 and 61 on a 65-day numerology. All right. So it's never the gematria. I hate when people say, "Oh, you can't use gematria." No, it's just that you're not good enough and you're not, experienced enough to, do a proper decode. That's what it is. So blame yourself. It's not the work. If you write a book and you have a bunch of errors, it's not the English. It's not the English language that's wrong. It's you. It's you, the writer. You're the one that needs improvement. You need to improve your writing skills to write a better book. If you want to, decode these games correctly, you have to work on your decoding. You have to observe. You have to get a lot of stuff wrong and learn from your mistakes, just like I did. Let me see if I'm going to look at the chat, see if anybody wants to call in. It's a little late, though. Thanks a lot, Dan. I appreciate you. Congratulations to your son, Kathy. Wow, amazing. Congratulations. Rick Sports in the house. One of my biggest haters. All right. So enjoy your Thursday, everyone. Actually, enjoy your Friday. And I'll see you next time. Peace.